One time I was on and I saw a woman who, had her ad there as everyone else does. And she was posing in some pretty provocative poses, and displaying them. And I said to myself, wow, what the fuck is up with that? So I decided to give her a call, and we started emailing each other back and forth. And ultimately, I had said, would you like to go out, for dinner one night? And she said, sure. I told her I would meet her somewhere, and she said, no, come to my home. I thought that was uncalled. Girls just don't have you come to their house. I mean, it's that out. I mean, you could be a rapist, a molester, you could be anything. But she invites me to her home. I end up coming to pick her up there. When I open the door and I basically was ready to go out, I see her there in her fuzzy slippers with a pair of ratty old sweatpants on, her son, and her fucking dog that's running around the apartment. She says, would you like to come in? I said, sure. I come in, I sit down. She says, I sit down across from her, we're talking. Her son, she says, oh, you go upstairs, I'm busy now. I started to get the feeling that there was something wrong here. But I'm letting it play out. I sit down, talk with her, and she goes over to me. She goes, oh, come sit over here, and then me. So I go over to sit over there near her, and we're talking. And so she says, so what are you really looking for in a woman? So I said, well, I'm looking for someone who's compatible with myself. I like to go out. I like to dance. I like to do a lot of different things. I said, nothing too crazy. So she goes like this. She goes, well, what else are you looking for? I said, well, like what? She goes, well, sex. So I was really taken aback at that because normally no one talks about that. So I said to her, well, sure. I said, but usually the women call that card. I said, and when a woman is ready, I said, that's the way it goes. I said, guys may want to do whatever they want to do immediately, but girls call the shots, and that's just the way it is. So she goes, well, let me tell you what I have in mind. Now, what she was about to say was the furthest thing that anyone could ever think of. She begins to tell me that she's got 3 plans for dating, an A, a B, and a C plan. She starts me out with the C plan, and she says, for $2,400 a month. $2,400 a month? What the fuck? Am I getting an apartment? What am I buying, a house, a mortgage? What is this, a mortgage? So she goes, I got a $2,400 a month plan where I go on vacation 2 times a year. You take care of all my bills. Pick me up and go here. She goes, and you can have me all week. I said, oh, okay. I said, well, And I hesitated, so she goes, well, I'll tell you the other plans. She goes, plan B, she says, is that it's less than that. She goes, for about $1,600 a month. She says, I'll go out with you. She says, we'll have sex, but not a lot. She says, and then I have my other plan for $800 a month. She goes, you take me out to dinner whenever I want. So I mulled this over for about 6 seconds. I said to her, you know what? Can I go to my car? I forgot something. I got to get something out of my car. I left it there. So she goes, oh, yeah, sure. She goes, you're coming back? Be right back. I went outside, put the key in the car, started the car. I got the fuck out of there as fast as I could. This bitch was a fucking lunatic.